Porch light flicker on the siding, moths dancing like they know the tune. Porch light flicker on the siding, moths dancing like they know the tune. Every breath feels borrowed, but tonight the world's in tune. Old chair hums beneath me, plank boards keep the time. Old chair hums beneath me, plank boards keep the time. If this sound ain't perfect, that's how I always mine. Someone left the radio humming low next door. Someone left the radio humming low next door. Static sings the harmony. I couldn't ask for more. Light burn uneven, let the shadows play. Yeah, the porch light burn uneven, keep the night from drifting away. Porch light burn uneven, keep the night from drifting away. If this ain't heaven, it'll do for today.
Like the morning, mouth wide open like they yawning. Every time they see me, they in G-Shock. Homie, this is too far. Homie, I feel too alive. You can see me like Illuminati. You can see me like Illuminati. But I'm shining so bright, so bright. Don't come and try to share some of this light, no. Give me a beat and I control it like a maestro. Ladies on a mission, they be trying to get me wiped up. Shawty, wait a minute, can't tell if I like ya. Gotta make sure you know how to shake it like a bartender. Team with me and they all winners. And you know we ballin' all winter, all summer. Jewelry round my neck is lightning, but I'm all thunder. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Place your bets on us. Get your money and flip it, yeah. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Place your bets on us. Get your money and flip it. Bring a friend and come along. Don't be taking too long. The vibe's too strong. If you don't know how to move, then we moving on. Ain't no way rhythmic feet up in this place. If you can't catch the feeling, then get out the way. I've been reeling and fish from the lake. They keep saying I'm down to earth, but I'm really out of space. All these women aliens, super foreign, so exotic. Hop in the Mercedes Benz, and I got them crushing like ice pouring above. It's overflowing on us. You drop it and pick it up. I think I'm falling in love, but shawty, this isn't what you probably thinking it was. It's a vibe out, cooling it for the weekend and such. You gon' find out once you come on and bring me that up. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Place your bets on us. Get your money and flip it, yeah. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Place your bets on us. Get your money and flip it.
I'm locked in. Guess I'm locked in.
Looking for a piece of mind. I've been trying to redefine life. I can see the signs. World is gonna see me shine. Fighting for my soul's sake. Whipping fast, no brakes. Nothing's ever been a waste. Now that I've been wide awake, Luke's trying to pull me back in. I was stuck for a minute and forgot
been going out of my way for us, and I'm not okay. The sun ain't gon' shine all day. Can't wait to see it on your face. Girl, you know, gotta do better than walking out and dodging the surface. Every day I've been out praying my baby not hurt. Ay. All of the work that we doing, I promise it's worth it. Ay. Open the curtains, ay. Baby I'm certain, ay. I want it. Ay. All of the work that we doing, I promise it's worth it. Ay. Open the curtains, ay. Baby I'm certain, ay. I want it all, we come in as a coupe, and we gon' ring it right back. I've been going out of my way for us, and I'm not okay. The sun ain't gon' shine all day. Can't wait to see it on your face. Girl, you know, gotta do better than walking out and dodging the surface. Every day I've been out praying my baby not hurt. Ay. All of the work that we doing, I promise it's worth it. Ay. Open the curtains, ay. Baby I'm certain, ay. I want it, ay. All of the work that we doing, I promise it's worth it. Ay. Open the curtains, ay. Baby I'm certain, ay. I want it all, we come in as a coupe, and we gon' ring it right back. Tell him, man, you know I'm suited, ay. But I ain't never gon' slack. I had to study the map, I had to find where I'm at. The legend, a symbol of that. Symbols, I ain't gonna crash. I've been going out of my way for us, and I'm not okay. The sun ain't gon' shine all day. Can't wait to see it on your face. Girl, you know, gotta do better than walking out and dodging the surface. Ay. Every day I've been out praying my baby not hurt. Ay. All of the work that we doing, I promise it's worth it. Ay. Open the curtains, ay. Baby I'm certain.